Hi, hello everyone, it's your old pal Berg787 back after a bit of a hiatus, just in time for Warhammer 3's release. And yeah, I'm really excited, really looking forward to Warhammer 3. I've watched some of the early access stuff and I really want to get to grips with the game. Super excited to play, and yeah, here I am. I'm going to be here, going to be doing loads of series, that's the plan. And yeah, on Legendary and very hard as always. So, who have I picked for the first campaign? I'm going to be playing him, well, it's Zhao Ming, the Iron Dragon. The reason I've gone with Zhao Ming is because if you've watched other series from Warhammer 2, you know, I do like my melee infantry. I like to try and use melee infantry. Melee infantry's not as penalised, it seems, in Warhammer 3 as it was in Warhammer 2, so that's a good thing. And Zhao Ming, certainly as you can see here, has a few advantages to melee infantry, certainly in terms of upkeep, which is also a good thing. Now, I know some people might be saying, well Berg, why not play Khorne, you know, if you want to go melee infantry? And it's sort of like, yeah, that is true, but I also want to do a bit of diplomacy. I also want some archers. I also want some fake Hellstorm rocket batteries, which Cathay have. So yeah, I just think for the first playthrough, let's try and go for someone who's fairly normal, a bit Empire-like, a little bit like the Empire, you know. And well, with obviously some buffs to melee infantry, so we'll be doing that. Let's take a little more in-depth look at Zhao Ming, the Iron Dragon of the Western Provinces. So Zhao Ming, the Iron Dragon, rules over Western Cathay and the Sky Road that leads into the Mountains of Morn. A hardened frontier warrior, he maintains the western edge of the Empire and keeps the desert clans in order. An interest in alchemy has led to the presence of sorcerous cabals in Zhao Ming's realm. Yet his siblings claim that his proximity to the Great Morn might have somehow poisoned his mind. So there we go. What did the Western Provinces faction effects do? Well, maximum cargo capacity for caravans. Caravans is a unique mechanic for Cathay. It gives us 20% more cargo capacity, so basically more money, I guess. He gets hero recruit rank +5 for alchemists, which is always good. You know, anytime you can recruit a lord or heroes at higher ranks, that's good. He gets -25% upkeep for ogre mercenary units, so that's good if we get any ogre mercenaries. +15%, +15 armor for melee units, that's good. Melee units require armor, so more armor the better. Magic item drop chance +100%, so that's pretty good because magic items, obviously you want them, they're good, and we get more of them. He also has a -25% upkeep for melee units in general, so that's good. And he counts as +3 towards Yang. It's a mechanic which we'll talk about once we get into the game. So yeah, legendary difficulty, very hard battle difficulty, obviously the hardest settings. Let's get the show on the road.
Grand Cathay, a vast empire to the east, ruled by powerful creatures, dragons, who can inhabit human form.
You are gravely mistaken. We have no interest in a mere god's power.
No interest in power to use against the forces of chaos?
I am Yao Ying, the Storm Dragon, older than the gods themselves. You are here for a greater purpose. This map shows the energy of all things. There should be harmony, but the world is unbalanced. My younger sister, Shenzu, bringer of light and hope. She ventured beyond the Norscan mountains, but was lost. Without her light, darkness prevails, and our family has no comfort.
Though I feel your loss, the Dome of Fates provides no insight to your sister's whereabouts.
Ursa knows he witnessed her fate.
Then why does he not tell you, Iron Dragon?
There is mistrust between dragons and gods.
If we save Ursun, he will tell us how to find Shenzu.
Let me serve you, mighty dragons. I can reach Ursun. Lead you to him before it's too late. For one drop of his blood.
Your destiny is to guide us.
The armies of Cathay must breach the maelstrom and march into chaos. Balance will be restored to the world when Shenzhou is returned to you. Our goal is clear. To find the lost sister, we must hear the God Bear's testament before he passes into myth.
My sister assumes it is her right to hear the Bear God's testament. But you will help me reach Ursun first.
I will guide you to the dying god. You require a grand legion, and for that your traditional lands must be tamed. Rat men have always infested the Warpstone Desert, but the god's roar has emboldened them. Destroy these Clan Eshin pests. Further north, your absence from Shangyang has left a power vacuum that rebels have now filled. The insolence. They must suffer the dragon's wrath. Once the desert is yours, the Tower of Ash-Sher shall come under your dominion. The Caravan routes under its control will give you the riches required for the dread expedition into the Chaos Realm. Beware the Great Maw, for the ogres mistake this pit for a god. Yet even further south, you shall find more enemies eager to invade. Disharmony blights Grand Cathay, mighty Zhao Ming. If you are to find Ursun, you must restore the balance. Only then will the Dragon Emperor look upon you with fondness.
Okay, enough of you, advisor. So how they play the Western Provinces. Harmony. All aspects of development in Cathay are aligned with yin or yang. Bonuses are earned and penalties are suffered based on the balances between the two. So we can check that way up here. Harmony is the balance of yin and yang across your faction. Characters, buildings, technologies will affect the balance. So currently, and this is purely due to Zhao Ming, who counts as +3 for yang, we are at +3 in yang, and that means we get the current effects of +10 diplomacy with Cathay, +10 20 growth. Construction buildings for yin are a bit cheaper. We get less income from yang buildings and we get more income from yin. Obviously you can see underneath all the bonuses that we would get when yin and yang are equal. I'm not going to go through each of them, but it is beneficial to try and keep it as equal as possible, but obviously it's not possible to do that all the time because so many different things affect that. We'll talk about the decisions behind that more as we start making them, but that's Harmony in a very quick recap. The Wujing Compass influences the flow of the winds of magic around the Cathay homelands. The rulers of the Celestial Empire may use its power to bolster their defences, enrich their lands, and divert harmful magic away to the desert. The Wujing Compass is basically this thing, and in 4 turns time, we can basically select which way it points, and when it points in a certain direction, it gives us certain bonuses. So whether that be growth, control, defensive supplies, replenishment rate, added bonuses down there. And the longer it points in a direction, the more powerful those effects get. So let's just say we chose Celestial Lake. It would start off at growth 3, but then as the turns go by, it would become growth +8, up to growth +15. It would also mean that these would decrease as well, right? So these would come back down. So there you go. And I can't remember what the turn... I think it's maybe every 5 turns you can change it to something else. Possibly. We'll have a look once we click it in. But yeah, you can't just instantly change it to something else. But it does give the different bonuses, and we'll obviously address those more when we get an opportunity to select them. And finally, the Ivory Road. Cathayan factions can send trade caravans to the west along the perilous Ivory Road. Choices will have to be made and challenges overcome if expeditions are to be successful. I really like the I've rewrote the Caravan mechanic. It's really fun. You get to have like skirmish battles, dilemmas come up, different choices, and it's a good way to make money as well. So pretty cool as well. We'll talk about that more as and when we encounter it. Mission issued: defeat an army belonging to the following faction. So Clan Eshin right there. The Skaven have always lurked in the Warpstone Desert. They've been emboldened of late and now directly challenge you. Exterminate these pests. Yes, we will look to exterminate Skaven. I hate Skaven. I absolutely despise them. So we will try to take them out as quickly as we can. We get an alchemist if we defeat this army, so pretty good. And we get 1,000 treasury. Let's quickly talk about victory conditions. So I believe that the victory conditions are the same for every faction. It's just the reasons for them wanting to do it are different. So we need to complete the Khorne realm, the Nurgle realm, the Slaanesh realm, and the Tzeentch realm, and then we get to fight in the final battle. In what I've watched of the early access stuff, I'm aware that the realms are a bit tricky and stuff like that, but I know that in Slaanesh you get some super boat, like they offer you gifts and stuff like that which you can take. I don't really know what's the best way to go about them. I've not really watched that much, so I've tried to avoid that, to experience it like, firsthand myself. And as I've only just got the game, obviously I've not really played much other than a couple of turns here and there. I've done the prologue, but obviously that's nothing like what this campaign is. So there we go. We're obviously going to try and achieve these victory conditions and win the game. Okay, let's talk about Zhao Ming himself, the Iron Dragon. His character stats, he does have a chunky bit of health, it must be said. He is like a god dragon, but this is his like human form, if you will. He can turn into a dragon using this, and that does affect his stats. He's alright, pretty decent as in his human form, but really big health pool, which is quite cool. When he is in this form, he can cast all of his spells. When he's in dragon form, he can only do Dragon Breath. He also starts off with Plague of Rust, which is crap. Dragon Breath is alright. He is a siege attacker, resilience. He is immune to Dragon Emperor's Wrath attrition, whatever that is. He has Encourage, Hide and Forest, a Mastery of the Elemental Winds, which basically means if him and another character who has the Elemental Winds are in the same army, they increase the spell intensity by 15%, I believe it is, and then for every additional mastery of the Elemental Winds you have in your army, so if you have more characters, they increase it by another 15%, up to I think a maximum of 200. And if my understanding is correct, how that would work is, let's take Dragon's Breath for example. A spell normally works at 100% intensity, so it does what it says on the tin there, 28 damage per second over 2 seconds. If we increase the intensity by 15%, then I believe that the damage per second increases by 15%. And that also counts, I believe, for, like, for example, Plague of Rust. It would increase the minus 30 armor to extra 15% on top of that. Does that make sense? I believe that's how it works. He has the new wound mechanic, so if he drops below 25% of his base hit points, he will take a minus 20% debuff to base weapon damage and to armor piercing and lose a bit of speed. He also has 15% missile resistance and 20% spell resistance, not magic resistance. His skills, he's got a lot of them, as you can see, but thankfully the skill point cap has increased to 50, which is cool. Let's just sort of go through them very briefly. Winds of Harmony, 10% spell resistance, 10% missile resistance. We'll focus more on the interesting ones, like this, Warding Iron. Anyone within 35 meters gets a plus 5% damage resistance, which is quite cool. 10% plus 10 armor to him. He has Desert Weapons, which increases the melee weapon strength for all melee units in his army by plus 15%, which is cool, but not quite as amazing as it sounds. It's usually only adding like a point, like maybe 2-3 at max, just because of melee infantry's weapon strength isn't super high to begin with. Iron Strength increases their melee attack for melee units by 10%. I wish that was a flat 10, that would be pretty awesome, but 10% is still nice. We will obviously be looking to get these two skills at some point, but not straight off the bat, I don't think. He has Master of Metal, which lowers the cooldown of lore and metal spells and lowers the Winds of Magic cost for final transmutation and the piece of shit that is Plague of Rust. He has the Lord of Shangyang, which is quite cool, plus 40 diplomatic relations with Ogre Kingdoms, and an additional 25% upkeep reduction for Ogre Mercenaries. So I believe, with his faction effect of 25% for that already, I believe that lowers it down to 50%, so that's pretty good. Also, the recruitment cost of those said Ogre Mercenaries is reduced, but who cares about that? Strange Alchemy reduces the cost of building buildings by 15% and the hero capacity +1 for alchemists and their recruit rank +2. So once he kicks that in, without any other bonuses, he can recruit alchemists at +7 for their recruit rank, which is pretty sweet. Iron Scale gives him regeneration and gives a bit of extra weapon piercing damage for everyone in the Lord's army and himself as well for the weapon piercing damage, which is pretty cool. And then he also has this Master of the Alchemy stuff, which other alchemists have. Basically, you can... It's an augment, which you can give to a unit, and it will last for, obviously this one, for 20 seconds, and it will do what it says there, base weapon and missile damage, or, I guess, as well as giving magical attacks. Now, I believe of these, you can only pick one. If you pick one, it locks the other two, but obviously this one is a flaming one. This one is more of an armor-piercing focus one, and this one's more of a poison-focused one. Nothing particularly interesting to be said about his personal buffs, if that makes sense. They're all pretty standard, nice and good. His magic is predominantly the plague of metal, the lore of metal, but obviously he has dragon breath in there, which is because he's a dragon. Plague of Rust, who cares about that? This is one of the 2 passives that he gets, so whenever he casts a spell, you get the Strength of Yang, so any unit within 55 metres of him for 13 seconds will have an extra 24% base weapon damage and armour piercing damage. That's pretty cool. And Metal Shifting works the same way it worked previously, +12 to both of those, base weapon and armour piercing, but that counts for the whole map. That's pretty cool. And he will be casting a lot of spells because he's going to be using that Dragon Breath constantly. That's good. Dragon Breath is Dragon Breath. It's a Breath of Dragon, breath spell. Pretty cool. Wall of Wind and Fire, I believe, is like a slower burning head. Glittering Robe is, whatever. We're not really going to be using it. Evasion will give him an extra 5 melee defense, which is quite nice. Constellation of the Dragon is an explosion spell. Not used it yet, so don't know how good it actually is. I can obviously look at the stats there, but I guess the proof will be in the pudding when we get a chance to use it. But I'm not going to be prioritising magic for him anytime soon, that's for sure. Final Transmutation is also a pretty cool spell as well, but we won't be getting it anytime soon. Earthing, Magical Reserves, and Arcane Conduit. What we will be doing is going Root Marcher, Inspiring Presence, and then buffing his melee infantry. This is such a good skill, this. This is how all melee infantry should be buffed for every faction, as far as I'm concerned. This is basically all of your melee infantry for the entirety of the game. Your Peasant Spearmen, your Jade Warriors, and your Celestial Dragon Guard, who you will obviously use later on in the game. They're your elite infantry, and it just does what it says on the tin. Melee attack +6, melee defense +6. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Sure Aim basically buffs your crossbowmen and archers nicely. Extra range, extra missile strength, nice. Eastern Fires buffs your Iron Hell Gunners, which are kind of like pistoliers. Not pistoliers, what they call the hand gunners for the Empire, but just with a much shorter range. Gives them more missile strength and more ammunition. As well as your Crane Gunners, which are basically Warplock Jezzails, and your Grand Cannon and your Hellstorm Rocket Battery, aka the Fire Rain Rocket. Mighty Charge is pretty lackluster. Some extra charge bonus and weapon strength for your cavalry. Stone Gaze is a bit strange because the weapon strength it gives to the Wujing War Compass and the Terracotta Sentinel, fine, but it gives leadership to the Terracotta Sentinel. Now, my understanding is that a unit is unbreakable, so quite why it gets +6 leadership, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's unbreakable. From the footage that I've seen, it looks unbreakable, so I mean, I'll have a look in a minute, but yeah, that's a bit weird. And then Skyfire buffs Sky Lanterns and Sky Junks. From what I've seen, they look absolutely trash, so we probably won't be taking this skill. Rally is still the same. This is rather disappointing. This Blades of Bastion, this is the veterancy skill perk for anyone ranked 7 or above in your melee infantry, and it's shit. It might be the worst one I've ever seen in the game over the 3 games for melee infantry. I mean, +6 leadership and +18% charge bonus for melee infantry. It's like, that's so trash. It's really, really rubbish. So, I mean, I might not even take it. It's so bad. It's like really, really bad. Fast Hands is pretty solid. Reload time reduction and missile resistance. I mean, would have been nice for a bit more range or damage or something like that instead of that missile resistance, but okay, no worries. Speed and physical resistance for your cavalry and the Terracotta Sentinel and the Wujing War Compass. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. and I don't care about the Sky Junk and the Sky Lantern, and then Stand Your Ground is good. For the blue line, just because I hear that corruption is quite a big thing in this game, we'll probably be taking Fervent after we get through Route Marcher, and then probably, I don't know, maybe Iron Discipline or something like that, or maybe Reassuring Presence, actually. Because I guess when we go to the Chaos Realms, I hear attrition's a thing there as well, so that'd probably be good to grab a point in there. But once we get through to here, obviously Lightning Strike's been, I don't want to use the word nerfed, because reinforcements, the way people reinforce in the game has been changed as well, so I think it's just been changed to match that. But we probably will get the full Lightning Strike at some stage, but it's not going to be a priority. What I do want to get, though, is Logistician, just because Cathay at the moment don't have a hero that buffs replenishment rate, so that will be something that we definitely want to get, and especially if we're going to be kind of melee focused. We also want to get Quartermaster, and we want to get the Great Bastion as well. That's pretty good. But yeah, first off, it's going to be Route Marcher, Inspiring Presence, and then basically these two, and then we'll see where we're at. As for buildings, let me just quickly see about the Terracotta Sentinel. Is it unbreakable? Yeah, it's unbreakable, so why it needs extra leadership, I don't know, but whatever. Basic military buildings are here. This is where we get our infantry from, our standard infantry. This is where we get our cavalry from. We will want this because I do want some peasant horsemen. They're really, really handy. This is where we get our sort of artillery and our more armour-piercing missile infantry. The crane gunners and the iron hull gunners. This is where we get our elite infantry from. The Celestial Barracks gives us the Celestial Dragon Bow Crossman and Dragon Guard. All nice and good there, plus recruit rank, which is pretty sweet. The Celestial Tower is where we get the Wujing Compass and the Terracotta Sentinel from, so we'll certainly want these. We also get Astromancers here. Astromancers don't look particularly interesting from what I've seen of their base stats, their base skills, but I mean, we'll have a look once we unlock the building. The Alchemist Tower is actually a pretty decent building. We certainly won't be building it to get Sky Lanterns, but we get Alchemists from there, which we're going to want in every army because they buff mobility, which is good. And, you know, it increases the local recruitment capacity and global recruitment capacity, which is good, and campaign line of sight as well, so that's all pretty sweet. We'll be building that. Two different types of barracks, with slightly variations of what's in them. One is Yin focused and one is Yang focused. Obviously, we will be building that here in the capital. Probably go this one, just because we've got a lot of Yang at the moment. I think it is, yeah. This building, the discoverability of Skaven Undercities building, I don't think I ever built it in Warhammer 2, and I don't plan on starting now either, so we can just ignore that. And our infrastructure buildings, they also work on this yin and yang harmony system, so if you build they basically come in twos, so these two both buff growth, but then this one reduces the cost of building construction. This one increases the amount of money we make from buildings, and if you build one version, you can't build the other in the same city, if that makes sense. This increases base money. This has a little bit lower income, but also increases trade. And over here we get control and recruit rank for your peasants. And over here we get a little bit less control, but we get more casualty replenishment rate for local armies and recruitment cost a decrease for peasants. It's all good. We're going to keep this in here until we conquer some of these other cities, because we want to be able to recruit Jade Warriors, because they're going to be our standard infantry for the beginning part of the game. But for now, let's drop in this. Well, actually, you know what? We're not going to be attacked here anytime soon, so let's drop this in so I can get these horsemen earlier. I think that's probably a better idea. Research, again, some technologies are yin, some are yang. I would personally focus on the technologies you want, rather than sort of like saying, oh, well, I need to get some yin in here. If you don't really care what you want for the next technology that's available, or you don't have anything that's coming up anytime soon, then yeah, okay, then you can, I guess, go for yin or yang based on what you need on the harmony scale. But right now, I certainly want these two technologies. I want Jade Stance, because I want to reduce the vigor loss for my infantry, for my Jade Warriors. And I want Harmonic Balance, because I want that growth bonus early doors. So we will be going drill training to get these two, to unlock these two.
Cathay must never stand still.
I think that's pretty much it. Have we done diplomacy? No, we haven't. Okay, so this is probably my favourite thing that they've changed in Warhammer 3. No, gone are the days of having to sort of like painstakingly go for everyone, ask them for like these deals and get rejected all the time. Now you can just see exactly who wants what.
The dragon-blooded.
So trade agreement, Jade Custodians will accept one. Great, let's go to initiate diplomacy. Yeah, all good. Balance offer, give me some money for it. Brilliant.
Agreed.
And away we go. Saves so much bloody time. It's unbelievable. I'm so happy they put this in the game.
For the Windshaper.
We'll also get a
Cathay
trade agreement with
no
the Burning
ill
Wind.
those
We'll
who
get some
long
money from them. They're just down here, I believe. I think that's it for now.
Celestial ancestors.
Alright, let's go and fight.
Ruler of the Sky Road.
I'm going to be fighting these battles manually early doors, just because we're going to have quite a lot of fights in this early part of the game, and auto-resolve on Legendary is not kind to the player. So yeah, we want to make sure we take as little damage as possible, so to speak. Alright. These are our I should say horse-drawn. These are our cattle-drawn Hellstorm rocket batteries. They look pretty cool. As we have artillery, they'll come to us.
Rocket battery!
Order
and the balance! Peasant archers!
Oh.
Shenyang's faithful.
So you can see that the yin and yang thing is activated here because we're in harmony, because if we were to move like this unit over here, we're no longer in harmony. Interesting that the bonuses that you get for being in harmony don't show up instantly. I don't know. Let's see once the battle starts if they actually affect the stats of the units.
Order and balance!
Praise the dragons. Lord of Shanyang.
Stick you here.
Order the ranks.
Long Marauders, you can go off over there and hassle them. You can go on guard mode, and away we go.
Dragon Guard!
Hold on.
Fight with courage.
Alright, so it is giving us a bonus here because we're in harmony. But is there a way to see exactly? Alright, so 12 melee defense and 12 leadership. That's pretty good. I'm not sure how to get cavalry into harmony because, I mean, I guess you'd need missile cavalry, but they don't have missile cavalry. So I guess cavalry very rarely will ever get into harmony unless they're cycle charging around your main force.
Sent by dragons! Move in formation! Cavalry! Shenyang's faithful!
Yeah, shoot the clan rats.
Cavalry! Defend the realm! Celestial faithful! Bringing harmony!
Just harassing them, which is good. And we're
Marching as
shooting them up.
one!
Let's just turn you into the dragon now,
March
because
in ordered ranks!
we don't want to be casting that piece of shit spell that we've got. We might need to move you a little bit to the side.
Dragon Guard! Cavalry!
Shoot those other clan rats.
Move in formation!
Alright, that was pretty good.
Cavalry! They will perish!
They're all getting shot to bits.
Lords in harmony! Order and balance!
Probably want to get you out of there.
Cavalry!
Awesome.
Cavalry! Restore order!
Let's get you back down there. Come on, Zhao Ming. Mess this guy up. Okay, just chase that down. I guess we could just speed things up at this stage. We're just kind of waiting to kill this guy, so... I think the problem is that Zhao Ming keeps knocking him over, so like he's not taking damage when he gets knocked over. It's like immune to it. But there we go. We'll kill him. We'll properly kill him off just to get the bonus to loot. And away we go. Good start. Come on, stop yeeting him and actually kill him. There we go. Cool, didn't lose one unit. Awesome. Now this would normally involve a level up in Warhammer 2. I think pretty much it's impossible not to level up unless you Pyrrhic victoried your first fight in a campaign on Warhammer 1 or 2, but due to the way the experience is gained now, they tried to, I think, limit sack cities and experience farming, so it's based on the size of the battle rather than how easily you win the battle, if that makes sense. So obviously we didn't level up. Boo. But never mind. I think I'm going to take the the bonus to leadership for 5 turns plus 4, because we don't really need the unit replenishment rate. We'll replenish before the next fight anyway. There you go.
The Iron Dragon.
So great, we've got our alchemist. And we got the glittering scales, which is a really nice early bit of armour to get. That -5 to melee attack's pretty sweet. And obviously melee defense, armour, all good. If we put this chap into Zhao Ming, we get 500 gold, that's pretty good. Recruit 2 units, we'll do that. And restore harmony, we will obviously attempt to do that. Alright, the alchemist. Let's see if we were lucky with the bureaucrat +1 control. Okay, I mean there's worse skills I guess to have. The alchemists are basically wizards, right? I mean they've got wizard stats. You can put them on a horse, that's about it. All this other stuff is pretty standard. They've got this same enhanced metallurgy thing, the same way that Zhao Ming has, and I believe the actual power of them are the same, like the buffs that they give, so no difference there. And basically it's just law of metal. They do increase mobility though, so that's good. Boost income's also kind of nice little extra touch, because God knows where I'm going to spend 50 points on this. But there you go. Let's drop them in.
Let their feet become fleet.
For now, Zhao Ming will use the glittering scales, but I'm probably going to pass that on to Min Tao at some stage when I get a better bit of armor.
Fire
Let's
and
recruit
metal.
some units.
You will obey.
Just going to grab 2 of them. And I think all that's left to do is issue our caravan. So the Ivory Road. We start off with a caravan. We don't need to be told how to use it. I know how to use it. So we can basically pick any of these locations on the map that we can see and choose how much money we want to pump into that caravan, and it will send it along. Now I think the most expensive looks like, or the best amount of money that we could get seems to be from Sylvania. So we will send our caravan there. We'll put that much money into it. That obviously means when it comes back we will have received 5,000 gold, so that's pretty good. Off you go, dispatch. And we'll talk more about the Caravan Master once we, either fight a battle with him or to level him up. I think we're good to end turn, so bang. Away we go. Okay, so we've got 1,000 gold for recruiting 2 units. They want us to now capture Zhengwu, which we will do, and we will get the terrifying Mask of Yi. Awesome. That's another thing I didn't actually talk about. So what are the plans for the early game? So obviously we want to unify the wasteland of Jin Shen. So we'll certainly try to do that. There's Skaven here. The final Skaven city's down here. The problem that we've got is that we're also at war with these rebels, and they own basically all of this province apart from the final settlement that's down here. Now, I could go up to the City of Monkeys, but then I'm kind of like I want to keep all my enemies as in front of me as possible, or at least in one direction as possible. So I think what I'm going to do instead, take Zhenwu, cut up here, take these 2 settlements, and then the remaining rebels are in front of me as well as the Skaven. Whereas if I kind of go up here, they can, you know what I mean, there's a lot of different angles that can be attacked, and I can't really cover them all at the same time. So that's the plan. Right.
Ruler of the Sky Road.
Bam. I am going to fight this manually to try and limit losses. Garf. Garf. Sorry, just this name cracked me up. Just thinking which is the best way to meander in. Alright. Let's keep you here.
Defenders of Cathay!
And you basically just shoot at anyone they decide to put over here.
Yes!
Get you here. We'll set up a proper force to try and
Shenyan's faithful.
go in.
Archers!
Along the riders, you can stay over that side. Hopefully you'll draw some units towards you. And away we go.
Lord of Shenyang!
Yeah, I mean, like, feel free just to fire in there, man.
Are much more than mere men and women. You are my iron vanguard.
Immediately!
That tower built already. Oh, okay.
Peasant archers!
Fight as one, never
Now, archers are
conquer.
pretty decent at taking down these towers. You can just shoot them up.
It pleases Father.
Obviously, one firing at it's not going to do tons of damage. Oh, it's doing enough.
Alchemist supreme. The iron wind.
Alright, enter dragon mode.
Never conquered!
Jade warriors! Marching as one!
Let's get you in here. Alright, that tower's almost done.
Archers!
That tower is done. We'll bring you up. You can support. We are going to want to take out that other tower, but hopefully Zhao Ming can basically tank the fire from the tower for now.
Warriors! March in order the ranks! Move as wind!
I don't think we can reach the tower. Oh, maybe we can.
For the Emperor. Wind and fire.
Yeah, we can. Alright, that's good. So
Peasant
you
archers!
tank the tower. They are trying to rebuild that,
Defenders
but
of Cathay!
No, I think
Shenyang
we're
is
alright.
faithful!
We
Right!
you're going to go on a little chase.
Bringing
We'll get you to
harmony!
follow. Glamour.
It is fated! Immediately! Bringing harmony!
Right, that tower's been knocked down. This one's going to be up in a second, so...
Defend the round.
How's it going over here? They blammered that. probably try and get him to shoot that and then make a move in.
Sorcerer of secrets.
Let's get you in there.
Rocket battery!
It's not been repaired. Alright, you're going to have to start
The
shooting this.
celestial faithful.
Alright, okay.
Never conquered.
The celestial faithful!
With pride.
We also don't have enough resources, which is good.
Warriors, praise the dragon.
Never conquered!
So we're going to take that over there. We're going to need you to start firing at this.
Without a hesitation.
As for our long marauders, they've just been kind of chilling out, maxing. They can't capture anything, long marauders. And there's not really anyone to snipe at the moment, so I guess you just keep chilling over there.
Minds as one!
Get in there.
Cathay's foes.
They've not rebuilt that. You can certainly move up as we look to capture that. I don't know why you're running so far ahead, you stupid freak. We're going to be capturing this point momentarily. Have we even hit that once?
Rocket
Or can he not
battery.
just... Interesting. Man, these guys just really trying to, like, solo their way up there. Oh, this will be a really nice breath. Maybe not. Alright, so we've captured this area.
Jade warriors. Understood.
Sent by dragons.
Lead the charge. I think it's time to bring the long marauders over so they can start crimping on some of these really annoying night runners. They're trying to block us.
Archers!
It's alright, Zheng,
Shaker of
he can tank most of this.
Stone and steel. Minds as one. Cavalry, attack in unison.
Alright. Oh good, we've captured this, have we?
warp stone and steel.
Let's get you involved.
Thoughts in harmony!
Oh.
Order and the balance. Cavalry.
Crimp him.
Jade warriors. Order and balance.
That's pretty much it. We're just waiting for their lord to break.
Acolyte of secrets.
And he's being rather annoying. And not dying, but I guess if we just capture this spot. There we go. Just want to kill him to get the bonus. Loot. Maybe not fire. Don't want any friendly fire on my long marauders. Oh, I can't be bothered. I don't need the money that badly. But alright, 11 losses. Completely acceptable. Most of the damage was on Zhao Ming, and he can obviously operate quite efficiently with a fair bit of damage taken, so all good. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Province expand.
No, you can keep hold of that until we get something better. So we've captured that. We've got that mask, which whatever. So it's telling us to go over here, but we're going to wait before we go over there. We're going to come up here to try and take Shangyang.
The Iron Dragon.
I think that you should probably take that, just because he's already going to be causing fear and terror, I'm presuming, when he's in his dragon form. I'd like to think he does. If he doesn't, that's a bit weird, but let's one check. Alright, Root Marcher, Inspiring Presence. Nice. She didn't level up. We are going to grab 2 of these. We're not going to be able to get there next turn, so we'll get some more recruitment in when we'll probably, I don't know what we'll grab, we'll see. We'll see where we're at. We don't need this in the main settlement, so we can get rid of that. And away we go. Alright, caravan encounter. As the caravan comes to a halt for the night, a stranger wanders into the ad hoc camp. Stopped by the guards, he begs for an audience with the caravan master, whose offer is to join the retinue for no pay. There's safety in numbers, but he will help protect the caravan. So we get an Empire Captain. Look at that. An Empire Captain. For no, he just doesn't cost anything. Does he cost upkeep? 250. I guess this is a good opportunity to check. So...
Inefficiency is intolerable.
I suppose he doesn't. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's move up to the border. Right, he is in there.
Interference will cost you dearly.
Let's see.
You will obey.
One of each. Over here, because we are quite yanged up, we're going to stick in some... I kind of want more garrison just in case something goes wrong, so we're going to stick this archer platforms in and get a bit of yin. So we've got a lot of yang. Away we go. Oh, did he just leave the settlement? Okay, that's pretty good.
It burns like the touch of warpstone.
Grow your forces, so we need to recruit 20 more units from the amount that we've got right now, and we would get... Wow, okay. That's quite interesting. And 3,000 gold.
The Celestial Blacksmith.
Crushing defeat. We should be fine. Interesting that the crushing defeat showed what I was going to lose. It didn't seem like I was going to lose everything. But we're just going to fight it. Even if we do take more damage than I'd like, it's still going to be beneficial because we'll have taken, their capital. So that's pretty good. These towers do a lot of damage, so we need to run like madmen to get up there. I'm going to try and draw some of their attention away by sticking you here with some spearmen and our cavalry dudes who can hopefully just sprint through once you've blown away the doors. But this area over here is going to be pretty scary. But we'll try and get some tanking done by Zhao Ming.
Order the ranks.
We'll stick you maybe all the way over here just to try and distract them some more.
Defenders of Cathay!
Oh, is that all they've got here? We can just come down here and fly on them. Instead of getting crimped.
The Iron Dragon!
Warriors!
Hordes!
Yeah, these things ain't fun. I'll tell you that
Sent
now.
by dragons!
They do some serious damage.
Hesitation!
Bringing harmony!
Come on! Unleashed!
The Celestial Faithful!
Immediately! Minds as one! Archers! Draw steel! Hold orders!
Alright. Just try and crimp these guys as best as you can.
Master Metallurgist!
Wow, how much damage did he take?
Cavalry!
Jesus. Right, you just need to come over here and not get wrecked up anymore.
Acolyte of Secrets!
Minds as one!
Right, let's go back to here. This is where the real fight is going on. We need to capture these goddamn towers so we're not getting so much damage. We need to move these guys up a bit to give the Yang bonus and to get them out of firing range as well. Oh, we've captured the towers? Okay, that's good.
Archers! Move in formation! Seeking Cathay! Raise the dragon!
Why can't you fire? I'm confused. Oh, you can. I just kind of need you to bust up that door. That's really it.
Thoughts in harmony! Peasant archers! Sent by dragons!
Alright, it's going fine. Probably need you to get in there and start wrecking up these crossbowmen.
Order and balance!
Have we bust that open? Excellent.
Wind
Alright.
and fire! Sent by dragons!
You just need to run through, my friends. Run through.
Shenyang's people! Warriors!
Order and balance!
Oh, there open the gate. Interesting. Ooh, we could get a nice little rear ender here. How are my peasant horsemen doing? Are they doing what I wanted them to do? They are, yes. Yes, good, good. Steam up. Yeah, eat Biff.
Raise the dragon!
We obey!
Extinction comes.
Warriors! Restore order!
Alright, come on. Charge. Wow, he's taking some serious damage.
Horsemen!
Alright, you're gonna have to go up to the main
March in
bit,
ordered rank!
because you ain't gonna be able to hold it from those peasant spearmen.
Warriors!
The Celestial Faithful! Jade Warriors!
Just needed to power in here. cause a bit of fear. He doesn't actually... No, hold on. Why won't it show... He causes terror, but not fear. Alright.
Guided by ancestors.
Captured a main victory point. You guys just chilling.
Raise the dragons!
The Emperor expects.
Minds as one!
These Jade Warrior crossbow are really annoying, mate. Took a bit of a beating there. Right, they are getting... No, they're not getting shot. Alright, just need to capture that. They're starting to fall back here, which is good. It'd be good if we could get up there and capture that point.
Retreat! Withdraw!
Bang. Still haven't captured that main bit yet. Did that even do anything? I swear it didn't do anything.
Minds as one!
No.
Stone and steel!
Alright, so we've captured the main bit.
Move in formation. Cavalry.
Now they're not really supposed to do this, but I'm gonna have to
For
kind of do
the
it.
Emperor.
I don't know why we're still getting shot. Like, how's that fucking turret shooting us from that far away? We surround them.
Wind and fire! Marching as a one!
Marching as one.
Sort of winning, but we're keeping this. We can always buy more of these.
Repositioning.
I still haven't used a lot of these guys either. I don't plan on using them anytime soon.
Warriors!
Never conquered. Without hesitation.
Shengyang's faithful!
Come on. Where are these army losses? Alright, captured that. Let's put us in a pretty good spot. There we go. Just need to route the remaining.
Order and the balance! For the Emperor! My elixir!
Peasant horsemen.
Alright, it's not a problem if they take it back because they're gonna all fall apart soon anyway.
Order and balance.
Let's get them up there.
Never conquered! Seeking Cathay's foes!
Stone and steel. The Emperor's will.
It's the problem when you leave one of these little pricks alive is that they
Archers. Zhenyang sends us.
can just come back,
Zhenyang's faithful.
try and steal your stuff again.
Bringing harmony!
order and balance.
The celestial sun, I shall soar. Dragon's destination. Celestial majesty.
Come on.
Death is fated.
Master metallurgist.
Why didn't you go in through there, you weirdo?
Shangyang commands.
Good job.
Marching
Stay
as
there.
one.
You're guarding that.
Move as
I mean, I'm really surprised they've not just given up the ghost here. It's like really weird.
The celestial sun. There will be with the hunter's claim.
Well, I guess they don't want to die.
horsemen sent by dragons.
The celestial
At least I'm slowing them down from retaking it. Oh, come on, just give me it.
This day the Emperor! Restore your balance!
that it is not lost.
Surely this is it, man. How's this still going, this fight? There we go.
The celestial sun.
Oof. We got the win, that's all that matters. And dealt a major blow to the dissenter lords of Jin Shen. We got the scroll of astromancy.
It shall know.
Oh, and recruit rank as well, that's nice.
The iron
Yeah, this scroll of
dagger.
astromancy is part of a set, so once we get the astromancer's spyglass, we complete the set, although I don't know what we get for completing the set, though, that's the thing. Ancillaries, these have both been added, he's got skill. Alright, let's start making our infantry tougher.
Power.
You
Such
finally got
power.
the skill. Increased mobility for sure. Alright, let's do that and then we can use you, because at the moment we don't really use you very much.
Interference will cost
That
you.
force is pitiful.
Certainly.
Who is it? I reckon it's Caravan.
Ruler of the sky road.
We can get these at level 3. None of these died.
The desert alchemist.
I've kind of got to leave that there for now, haven't I?
The celestial blacksmith.
Or do I?
I expect unwavering loyalty. Unswerving duty will be rewarded.
I suppose my army's going to be a bit smaller.
Willing participants. They have the honor of service.
Right, just grab you two. We'll let the rest recover. And obviously we'll start to replace the Jade Warriors in with the free recruit ranks. When we get a chance. But now we need to come down here and try and take the Tower of Ash here. It does have a bit of a bigger garrison, which is annoying. But we'll see what we can do. And then all our enemies will be in front of us. Or at least in one direction, which is good. Right, good. I wanted them to go that way.
Fire fire and metal.
It's still massively in the yang.
Zhao Ming. Seeking rare substances.
I don't think anyone's there.
As hot as the forge's heart. You will obey.
That's all fine. Obviously, we're going to want to get rid of this as soon as we can. We're going to have to go more into Dehang as well, which is a little bit annoying. But we can, I mean, we can counteract that. You know how's a big way we can counteract that? If we just grab a, you know, a Lord Magistrate or something like that, who's Harmony Yin, that'll increase things quite nicely. Just seeing what ones are about. Oh wow, okay. That's pretty good. I think I'm going to grab this guy just anyway. So that lowers it just to 1. And it also means we're not taking any control penalty, which is good. Because our control's obviously a little bit loose. And it's not really, I mean, yeah, it's causing us some financial problems, but it's fine for the time being. I can live with that. And we can change the Wujing Compass. I think I am going to whack it over into control as well. I would like the growth, but let's just take settlements first, then we can worry about growing them once we're out of fighty terms. Oh, and how many turns before I can switch it? Oh, so it's 10 turns, or 9 turns, right, before we can switch it over. Okay, that's good to know.
Betraying a dragon is death.
Alright, we can bring you over just to get a little bit of experience as well.
Dragon-blooded Shugunga.
Yeah, because they're not, I mean, they do get bound spells, which are pretty good. I don't know if you can only choose one.
You are unworthy of existence.
Power of Yin, Storm of Shadows, Missile Mirror, Talons of the Night's quite good. Yeah, let's beef you up and we'll see where we go with you. I like the fact that you've got the little buffs to,
Lord of the
you know, melee attack and what do you call it? Alright, close victory. Don't really want to take more damage than is necessary. Yeah, don't want to lose all those units for no reason. But we're in a good spot here if we take the Tower of Asher. Because then, as I said, all our enemies will be to the sort of north-east of us in the same direction, so we can worry about taking them out. Instead of having to constantly go, you know, back and forth and whatnot. That's alright, slopes here, isn't there? Come up this way. Drop in pretty quickly. Make our way over to there fairly quickly. Okay.
Wind and fire!
Wind and fire!
We'll do the standard tactic over here. You're going to go in and try and
Lord of Shanyang.
tank it up as best as you can.
Peasant archers!
Stone and steel!
As per normal, we'll keep the long riders over there as a decoy. Is there any woods that we can hide you in? Yeah, there is. Actually, we'll keep the long riders over here.
kind father's name.
Have you got anything that you can fire at? Yeah, fire at.
The Iron Dragon.
We could just come straight in here and take that. There's no one there. It's pretty good. Long Rider's probably a bit too beat up to risk flying in.
The Iron Wind. Wind and fire.
No, you don't. Yeah, that's right. Probably gonna have to keep an eye on those peasant horsemen. I was gonna separate my horsemen, but I don't think I want to. Alright, you come down there.
Stone and steel! Sent by dragon!
We're starting to cap it.
Cavalry!
Problem is these guys are too beat up, so I'm gonna have to give that up for now.
Peasant archers.
Harmonious rock!
Alright, why they're quite strung out like weirdos, I don't know.
Jade warriors!
Can you fire on this? Oh, there isn't a tower. They're building a tower there, right? Okay.
Fight as one! For the moon dragon!
Order and balance.
Warriors! Attack in unison!
Alright. Are they just gonna chase me everywhere? Jesus, looks like they are.
Thoughts in harmony! Praise the dragons! Bring in harmony!
Dragon's destination. The death is fated.
Jade warriors!
Fateful case of dragon's fury.
Fated!
Alright, come on. That's gonna destroy that wall, hopefully. Or is it gonna destroy the turret? The turret, okay, that's even better.
Peasant archers! Wind and fire! Move as wind!
Up in there. We're having a good game of letting that guy chase you around. And come over here. I've kind of neglected these guys, but I don't really think there's an awful lot for him to do. I guess we can move them up to here. See if they can fire in on the back cap.
Defenders of Cathay!
It's hard to tell exactly where they are when you're fighting close to barriers like this. I did quite a bit of damage.
Warriors! They will perish! Archers!
I mean, they should be getting absolutely wrecked with their arrows.
The dragons are
March in ordered ranks.
Zhang faithful!
I suppose I could just send Zhao Ming in there to start roughing up their lord.
Cavalry!
Thoughts in harmony. seeking Cathay's foes.
Oh, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now, peasant horseman? Yeah, now I've got friends.
Jade warriors!
Alright, I'm not blowing up that barricade.
Warrior!
Are you going to come after me over here, are you? We'll see how that works.
Acolyte of secrets!
I was going to say, can you fire up it? Yeah, you can.
Stone and steel, guided by ancestors.
Alright, time to wreck these idiots up.
Cavalry!
We could probably get a little bit of a rear charge here as well.
For the Emperor!
Get them! That'll do.
Raise the dragon!
Why are you just standing there? Why aren't you fighting? Why are these guys why haven't they broken as well? That's the more important thing. What do you think you're doing? Hiding?
Warriors! The dragons ask!
Yay! Alright. Nice bit of experience. Not a great amount of gold, but okay.
Celestial Empire ever grows.
Got another one of these. I suppose we could. Ooh, 12% ward save. That's very nice. You're not getting that. Give that back. It's not yours. Hands off. You can get a jade sculpture though. And we got you some skills. Right, so we don't really need to give you these powers yet, because you can just get these. These are all pretty decent. Well, Plague of Rust isn't. but yeah, Spirit Leech is alright. Flock of Doom's great. Enfeebling Foe is kind of handy. But yeah, so we can focus on your later half of your career as a magic caster for now. I'm just going to boost you up.
A gift from my ancestors.
The Iron Dragon.
You get to take the Talisman of Endurance. And you, let's buff up the infantry one more time there, and then start increasing the missile strength.
The gift of iron.
We are in harmony. Brilliant. Is that a building that I want? Control and replenishment rate? Yeah, I suppose that's
Desert
actually alright.
Alchemist. Get out of my mind.
Dragon-blooded sugar gun.
Lord of the Jade Swarm.
Just to get the extra ranks, I am going to boot these guys out
Debatable. Swerving duty.
and recruit. Wow, I can get them. That's some serious ranking. Is that building does? Hold on.
Zhao Ming.
Why am I getting the extra bonus? That's what I don't understand. Like, why are they so highly ranked? Is there something? Because I should only be oh, hold on one minute.
The Iron Dragon.
No, she's not got that, and she can't actually equip that anyway. So why are they being recruited at such a high rank? Because that doesn't make sense that they're coming in at rank 6. And I'm not sure why that is. Because obviously the Jade Sculptor increases 3, but I'm getting it another 3. Why is that? Why is that? What am I missing here? Maybe it's just a glitch. I mean, it's a pretty good glitch, I'm not going to lie. Getting them one short of veterancy is pretty sweet. And look at that, adds 5 melee attacks, 6 to melee defense. That's awesome. That's not even include. Well, that'll be on top of what I'm adding on from my skills as well. So that's really good. But I just don't understand why. I'm presuming it must be a glitch. There's nothing telling me anywhere
Celestial glory is out.
why that would be happening. Yeah,
Victory
how strange.
was
Alright, cool.
Master of Feng Shen.
Let's get you up a level. Oh, hold on. Does this do anything? No? No, just control. No, okay. Weird. I don't know why that's happening, but...
The dragons will be proud.
How strange. I mean, good. I mean, we'll see. I'm pretty happy about that. Hello. Ah, yeah, okay.
Ruler of the Sky Lord.
Yeah, that's like super good.
Lord of the Jade Swarm. No, never in 1,000
Okay,
lifetimes.
line corruption. Build 3 buildings that contribute to harmony. Yeah, we will do.
The Celestial Blacksmith.
Fly the Emperor's flag. Beyond reason, beyond sanity.
Route
adorn my
Marcher is something
chamber
we
in
want to get.
fine
We want to get Zhao Ming Route Marcher as well, but I can't miss out on this opportunity to get units at much higher rank.
Not suffer fools glad.
Hold on, is it you?
Natural
Are you
authority.
doing something? In the local right, okay. That's really interesting. So if you had like a bunch of okay, super, that's why. That almost seems overpowered. I mean, all we need is one more Lord and we can just get rank 9 recruits off the bat. Like, we just need this, and this is pretty easy to get from what I can tell. I mean, we've already got 2 of them. Wow, okay, that's super good. Because, I mean, there's a big difference. Like, that's a lot. +5 and +6 to melee attack and defense, +6 leadership. That's a lot. That's really important.
Thrives in heat.
Let's boost up Syrian gear. Still didn't use that other thing, so...
A land of fire.
I guess we've got to keep you around for the time being, whilst we're getting our Jade Warriors.
Xiangyang, welcome.
Hello. Yeah, cool, alright. Let's just see what else there is for diplomacy. Is there any other quick deals?
Ready to defend.
So the northern provinces, we can get a non-aggression pact.
Enter.
That'll give us
Non-ghost
some
defense
money. Yeah, we're up for that. That'll give us a trade agreement. Yeah, we're up for that. That all seems pretty sexy. The rebels will as well. They're the rebels that my sister is fighting. I don't think we're going to do that.
ancestors.
We can get a
I speak with the
military
wisdom
access
of
with these
dragons
guys.
behind me.
Ooh, for some
Agreed.
tasty money as well. Alright, pretty good.
Lord
The dragon-blooded.
I think that's it for now.
The dragon-blooded.
the desert alchemist.
Celestial ancestors. Dragon-blooded Shogunga.
Where is
There,
my
'cause I need to
land?
heal up these guys as well. It's taking forever to bloody heal up.
You are a mockery.
I mean, it'd probably be cheaper if I just came over, or quicker if I just came over here and bought new ones.
You will obey.
Did we displease the Emperor?
I don't actually want any more units for now. I'm okay.
Servant of ignorance.
It's because where we're at money-wise as well.
Brave.
That is quite far back. Let's get the capital up a bit bigger. Ooh, Deathmark the Snicketch, eh?
Child of the
You're
Nine.
in a bit of a dangerous spot.
Shenyang
Because you
shows
could
the
ambush
way.
her, that's why. So, move her away. where the hell did this prick come from? Just when I was like, yeah, I'm not going to build that warrior. Caravan encounter. Hungry ogres. There's a stench in the air, the unmistakable aroma of cooking bones. A band of ogres burst forward, drooling, dripping, now looking hungry. Retinue, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they want to eat one of our guys. They want to eat one of my unit of Jade Warriors. Why can't I see how many of them there are? I don't want to give up my Jade Warriors. Let's fight. I thought we were supposed to fight them. We've lost harmony. We've got these pricks who are creeping in.
You are nothing compared to me.
We're going to disband you for now because we don't need you.
Zhao Ming.
We should really stick that in, shouldn't we? Alright, so we've gone into the Yang. We've gone for... Oh, right, yeah, because we got rid of him as well. No, we probably needed to keep him. Because now we're massively in the crazy bits. Oh, that was a bit stupid, Berg. Why'd you do that? Oh, never mind. I want that growth as well.
A new destiny. Get out of my mind. In search of warpstone.
Yeah, why'd I do that? It's really annoyed me now. Man, why can't my sister take care of her crap up north? Alright, the caravan stumbles upon a patrol of allies that have been lost for some time. The guide shows them friendly region, blah blah blah. Okay, so I can get some crossbows or some long spearmen. I mean, I've already got peasant long spearmen and some crossbows. Oh no, I've got 2 sky lanterns. Boo. Alright, we'll get some crossbowmen with shields. Yeah, I'd love to recruit an Astromancer. It's been a while since I've had an open field battle, so I feel like playing it. And also, I don't want my horses who have like spent forever healing up to not heal up.
Rocket battery.
Okay.
Minds as one!
Warriors!
Never conquered!
Order and balance! Archers! Praise the dragons! Peasant archers!
Okay. Keep you at the sides.
Never conquer!
Because they've got some scary stuff, we'll keep our horsemen
Cavalry!
probably over here in the woods, actually. That's fine, probably not going to need
Minds as one!
you. The long marauders can swoop in when needed.
The Iron
You get to sit
Wind.
here, you get to sit there.
Alchemist Supreme.
Cavalry!
Join your minds together. For generation
We'll just
upon generation.
speed this up, I don't really want to listen to him.
Have delivered
Well, it's interesting his
only
speech doesn't,
triumph.
like he keeps speaking in regular time, even though I've
It's
sped it
no
up.
different.
I'm trying to dodge. There is no escape, filthy Norskins.
Master Metallurgist.
My sister might not do a good job of keeping you out, but I certainly will. Blammo!
Metal and fire. The moon guides me.
Alright, come on. Get out of the way.
I shall soar.
I've got fire to breathe. Take that.
Sorcerer's outcast.
Celestial fury!
Yeah, I kind of don't want those throwing axes at me.
If necessary.
Alright, these guys gotta just die. Delete. Delete! They look like sheep. They look like sheep when they're running at me, huh?
We slay our own, guided by ancestors. The celestial faithful. Raise the dragons. Wind and fire.
Fight as one.
Cathay harnesses the wind.
Are we winning this fight? We are winning this fight.
Shenyan's faithful.
Dragon's fury.
Attack in unison. Dragon guard.
Alright, everything's gonna boom. You can probably stop firing now.
My elixirs are ready. Elemental majesty.
Mind that one.
Always forget to use that ability, and that's why it's so annoying.
Cavalry.
Alright, let's run these guys down. Might as well kill them since they're right there next to you. Alright. Amazeballs. Oh, 6 of them managed to escape. Damn it! They'll die in the desert. Yeah, I will take that just to speed up the recovery for those. So,
They
bang.
shall mine. Warpstone.
Weapon gained. The Sword of Anti-Heroes. Okay, that's pretty good.
The Iron Dragon. This way.
Out of the desert.
Harmony falters.
It's a shame because I kind of want to wait to get Jade Warriors with shields, but it'd take a little bit longer. Jade Crossbow Warriors are good. I do want the shielded version, so I'll probably just wait. I mean, I'll build the building anyway, but yeah, I kind of really would like to go and grab it.
The Iron Dragon.
Because I can get them up to rank 6 as well, can't I? Like, really quickly just by recruiting that woman again. Well, recruiting anyone actually and putting them in, but I want to get that Lord back because that Lord's good and I want to keep leveling them up. But, alright, I think this is going to be it for episode 1. So a good start. We haven't actually got a province yet, but, you know, we've set out to... We've done what we wanted to do, basically. What's going on here? Up ahead, strewn across the road, is a crude barrier. Bandit stands up, blockaded, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so basically we get to have a fight here, do we? Against Frog and the Ogre Kingdoms. Yeah, we're not going to pay them cargo. We'll draw weapons. We'll lose some spearmen. Alright, let's have this fight quickly then, and then we'll end the episode. I mean, I can't believe they're putting that down as a close fight. I mean, what's close about it? Like, how is this going to be close? Is this the version that fires, like, missiles, or is this the shitty version that just shoots normally? I think it's the shittier version.
Stone and steel.
I suppose they haven't got anything to shoot at us, though, so... Interesting map. I kind of want to sit somewhere where they can't really flank us easily, because they do have them saber tusks.
Warriors!
And they've kind of got to attack us because
Warrior crossbows!
they're the ones who are attacking us. Let's keep you back there. We'll stick with Campton in front.
You act! Spears!
Stick you on the edge of the river. Alright. Let's go.
Let the dragon slab spur us towards celestial.
Come on, why can't you? Can you even move? What are you doing? What's wrong with this crap? Oh, right, they're in range already. They're shooting. The fuck? These things are rubbish. They don't even move. Well, maybe it is going to be a close victory.
Celestial fury! Thoughts in harmony! Peasant archers!
Oh, I suppose they probably are shooting them, actually. The range is far enough.
Never conquered! Repositioning! Jade warrior! Attack in unison!
Sheep! Spears! Repositioning!
They will perish!
Jade warriors!
Defenders of Cathay!
Alright, this big fat prick's getting messed up. Some Noblars have snuck in.
Personification of law! Our ancestors decree
Alright, that dude's dead. Okay, that's pretty
Order
good.
and balance!
for Cathay!
Warriors!
Man, how are these Noblars still alive?
Jade
Noblars OP. Look at him! Look at him just walking through my men. Like, no, I don't want to fight your men. I'm going to walk straight through them, get to these crossbow guys.
ordered ranks!
Man, it's so rubbish. At least we got a decisive victory though. And killed Frog. Frog. Throt. Frog Throt. Bah, bah, bah. Leadership. Alright, the rebel lords are gone. Well done, sister. You've managed to defeat some rebels. Good chimes. Alright, cool. Well, we're going to end the first episode here. As I was trying to say before that Caravan thing happened, we got off to the start that we wanted. We've taken the provinces we set out to. Next episode, we're going to push in here, defeat the rest of our enemies, and then see how the lay of the land is. If you liked what you're seeing, or what you've watched, please consider leaving a like. Always leave some comments. I love a few comments. Always try and respond to them. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.